Most drivers don't realize how often traffic laws are updated. If you're driving exactly the way you did last year, it's possible that some rules in your area have changed. In many places, enforcement begins as soon as a law takes effect, even if public awareness is still catching up. That's why staying informed matters. In this video, I'm going to walk through several driving law updates that states across the country have adopted or expanded going into 2026. Some are federal standards, others are state-level changes, and details vary depending on where you live. Always check your own state's DMV or official transportation website for the exact wording. Hi, I'm Sophia. I review legal updates and enforcement trends so you can adjust before you learn about a change from a ticket on the side of the road. Let's start with distracted driving. Many states have strengthened hands-free laws and enforcement has become stricter. In a growing number of jurisdictions, holding a phone while driving, even at a stoplight, can lead to a citation. Hands-free generally means the phone must be mounted or fully integrated with the vehicle's system. Holding it on speaker still counts as handheld use in many states. Fines, license points, and insurance increases can add up quickly. A simple dashboard mount and voice controls are often enough to stay compliant. Another area seeing updates is lane usage on multi-lane highways. Some states have clarified or expanded keep right and lane designation rules, especially during peak traffic periods. In certain regions, specific lanes are prioritized for through traffic or merging during rush hours. The exact rules and time windows differ by state, so it's important to review local guidance if you regularly drive on major highways. Speed camera regulations have also changed in multiple states. Some jurisdictions now require advanced signage before automated enforcement zones. If you ever receive a camera-based citation, review the location carefully and check whether signage requirements were properly met. Procedures for contesting tickets vary by state, so follow official court instructions if you believe a citation was issued in error. One update that has become stricter in several states involves yielding to emergency vehicles. The basic principle remains the same: move to the right and yield. However, some states now require drivers to come to a complete stop and remain stopped until the emergency vehicle has safely passed and traffic conditions allow for safe re-entry. The exact distance or timing requirement depends on state law. Because penalties can be significant, it's wise to review your local statute and follow it precisely. Electric vehicle charging enforcement has expanded as EV adoption increases. Many cities now ticket vehicles parked in charging spaces without actively charging. In some areas, once a vehicle finishes charging, drivers are expected to move it within a short grace period. Fines can apply even if the car is plugged in but no longer drawing power. If you drive an EV, use app notifications or vehicle alerts to avoid overstaying in charging spaces. School zone enforcement has also been extended in certain states. Instead of covering only narrow morning and afternoon windows, some jurisdictions now apply reduced speed limits during additional school-related hours, including before-school programs and after-school activities. Because fines in school zones are often higher than standard speeding tickets, paying close attention to posted signs and flashing signals is especially important. Dash cams are another area where laws have evolved. In many states, drivers are allowed to record traffic stops from inside their own vehicles, as long as they do not interfere with law enforcement duties. However, sharing that footage publicly can raise privacy issues if faces or license plates are not properly blurred. If you use a dash cam, review both recording and privacy laws in your state before posting any footage online. Cannabis-related DUI enforcement has also tightened in states where cannabis is legal. Some jurisdictions use specific blood concentration thresholds, while others rely on impairment-based standards. Because substances can remain detectable after effects have worn off, drivers should be cautious and understand how their state defines impairment. When in doubt, the safest option is to avoid driving if there is any possibility of impairment. Teen driver restrictions have expanded in several states as well. Nighttime driving limits and passenger restrictions may apply even after a teen receives a full license. Violations can lead to fines, license suspensions, or increased insurance costs. Parents and teens should review graduated licensing rules together to avoid unexpected penalties. Finally, autonomous and driver-assist vehicle regulations are being clarified. Some states have updated liability standards in crashes involving vehicles operating in advanced driver assist or autonomous modes. Responsibility can depend on whether the system was fully engaged, whether warnings were ignored, and how control was shared between the driver and the vehicle. If you are involved in an accident with a vehicle using these systems, detailed documentation and an official police report are especially important. The key takeaway is simple. Traffic laws evolve regularly, and enforcement typically begins as soon as rules change. The safest approach is to review updates from your state's official transportation or DMV website at least once a year. Small adjustments to your driving habits can prevent costly tickets and insurance increases. This information is for general educational purposes only. Laws vary by state and sometimes even by city, so consult official sources or a qualified attorney if you need advice about your specific situation. Staying informed helps you stay safe and helps you avoid learning about new laws the hard way.